Oh, I need this. I don't need one other thing. Oh, I need this.
I'm so sure you guys have done this before. What is going
I know, but here's the deal. If you do the same damn thing every time, you never grow at all.
on? That's true.
So at that point, now it becomes try new things, stretch, expand.
Come here on Karaoke Thursday?
That's right. What's your name? That's right. What's your name? No, not you, sir. You in the back, ma'am. Yes. Karaoke Thursday, exactly. Oh, okay. No, sorry. Good grief. If we start it like that, minus the microphone, it becomes... but anyone notice my nice new microphone? Boy, am I excited about that. I'll tell you about it in a few minutes. All right. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. My name is Jay Ryan. In a few minutes, we are going to fire it up here for you. But right now, I want to introduce you to our guest. Pinstripe Chris is here. We are so excited. He's one of our favorite guests. It was one of the most awkward meetings, and how do you get to be a guest on your shows? And then he's been like one of the most frequent guests ever since. So... and we can't get enough. So he's here tonight. We're going to be talking all about the Purist Group toy drive pop-up occurring at Good Vibes Breakfast Club tomorrow. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to also like and subscribe this channel. We didn't used to ask you to do that in sincerity, but we are now. Please like and subscribe this channel right now here at the top of the show. We've got a great show for you. Pinstripe Chris is going to be here in a few minutes, and Nicole is here as well because it's her birthday tomorrow. So this is also the Nicole birthday show, and we are all very excited about it. So Late Night Playset starts right now. Hang on, who's here, by the way? Is there a way to see it? Oh, no, there's all sorts of things here. Broadcasting. Continue recording, stop and broadcast. I don't know. I guess continue recording, right? Yeah. All right. See, so all this stuff's happening at the same time. But Late Night Playset starts right now.
Oh, so
No, that's
delicious.
not true. That's not it. Here he is. That's the guy. You trimmed your beard. You look great. And he did a shave. Everybody looks great. What's up, you guys? Kurt must be here. Beautiful. Hi, what's up, dude? What's up, Gus? Tommy. Hey, how are you? Good to see you guys. Good morning. Feel good. As I told you before, my name is Jay Ryan. This lady to my right is Nicole Ryan, and it is her birthday. We are not going to sing just yet, everybody. Stop. We'll all have to do it together in a few minutes. No reason to do it individually. Snake Bites is laughing. Pete McDougall says, if you don't follow Pinstripe Chris, you are missing out on talent! Exclamation point, talent.
It's really nice of him.
Talking to you, buddy. Or about you.
What a nice guy.
Well, yeah, but it also might be true. Mr. Pinstripe Chris is in the house, as I told you earlier. We are excited about that also. The other thing with you, buddy, and I think we've decided ultimately that this works for both of us, but it seems that maybe after your first one, I don't know, maybe all of them, all of your appearances seem to come together very quickly. It's not like we don't book them 2 months out.
Yeah.
It's happened. I think the day before has happened twice.
At least twice, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, every time he's here, it's like it's I don't know. It's always fresh of mind. It's impulsive. It feels good. It's exciting. It's not like there's a bunch of prep work and I got 42 things on the blue card.
Bullet points.
No. I just like to see you and now that I don't see you as much these days because you're so busy. You know, during COVID, I was seeing you a lot up at Breakfast Club, but because you're so busy, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I think the last time I saw you was here. Am I mistaken about that? Did I see you up on the mountain?
Briefly at things.
Okay.
But not enough
Real
to-
quick.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I'm really happy you're here, bud. And you'll be in here in just a few minutes. But we have things to talk about first. Ah, shit! I wanted to tell you about all these things at the top of the show because that's what I'm supposed to do, to tell you, hey, watch these. Now we're doing it twice, and it's 5 minutes later, and it's silly. But anyway, I meant to tell you that you and I forgot to ask people how their Thanksgiving was.
Yes, we did.
How are you feeling today? We'll start there.
Today's not a good day.
No, it's not been good lately.
Nope.
You put a smile on for the hour on the show, and you put a smile on really most of the time, but it's hardish.
I have to because it's a constant decline, so I have to do something to not be miserable.
Well, your miserable thing is it's its own situation, but I'm more worried about like your survival also at the same time. Like, what happens? Do you just continue to decline until one day I find you still in the morning, and then I have to tell the folks on Tuesday, and I go, well, it's just me tonight, and it's going to be just me from now on, and it's the saddest thing that's ever Like, how does this go from here?
I don't know, but I hope that's not it. I can't do it.
Me too. I posted the thing about, yesterday was, it's your birthday today, and yesterday was Richard Pryor's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the best performers in the history of, well, not the world, but our lifetime, certainly. The world's been around a long time. But our civilization, he's one of the best performers I can certainly think of, certainly from this country. And he also suffered from MS.
Yes, he did.
And ultimately, that's what stripped his ability to perform and do what we all loved. He still remained, I think he died of a heart attack. I mean, he didn't die from MS. I think he died of a heart attack from smoking, but while laid up in a bed for years with MS. It's one of those things that it sucks. We're talking about it because we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice not to. I'm not doing any of this to make you feel better or worse, but it's your birthday, and just wanted to know what you're thinking. What do we do? How do we make it better for you? How do we make it better for you? This whole thing sucks. There's no icing on top of the cake or cherry to put on there. So how do we the people, make things better for you? Free pot, give you free pot. Okay, that's
Pot's
obviously
good. Physical therapy's good. Like whatever.
Physical therapy. Okay. Well, Calamarzo he's willing to. All right. Well, you should talk to him about that. All right. So that's a thing.
Keep me from doing this.
No, it's all right. Sometimes you have to. I think you bottle it up so much that sometimes you don't release it, and sometimes you have to. So I'm sorry to make you.
I'm a really ugly crier, so I don't want to do it a lot.
I don't agree. Nobody here agrees. Happy birthday, Nicole, says Ron Goodman all the way from Australia.
Thanks, dude.
That's not a knife. Same birthday as me. That's right. Same birthday as Ron Goodman.
No way.
Yeah, way. In Australia. That is a knife. Happy birthday, Mrs. Ryan. Flight 420 tomorrow. Happy Mrs. Ryan, flight 420 tomorrow.
Nice.
Does that mean he's going to have you flying
Go to
tomorrow?
smoke pot.
He's going to have you flying tomorrow? Ah, I see. Okay. I'm not hip with all the lingo. You kids are all this. The Mary Jane. People still say that? It was pot when I was a kid. It was pot, so I still say pot. Weed. I think the kids were have a little
I think
weed.
it's still pot. But anything with 420, I automatically assume is pot related. So
Safe assumption, I think. Seb Lawson says, happy birthday. Driftworthy's here. What's up, Driftworthy? I wonder if someone else declared you Driftworthy or if that is a self... Feel better, Nicole. Yeah, feel better, Nicole. I know, that's tough. Tradecraft swoop in. Everybody swoops in. That's the thing. You're amazing. You're great. Tradecraft is great. Sticky vape. Goodness gracious. Let's talk about it now and get you going here on the damn sticky vape. gonna open up a new one here, and it's gonna be King Louis.
I like that one. It's heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. Maybe you need that to restore a little bit. It's Royal Body High is the mood.
Great.
If only it were openable. It's normally very easy. Jay's got upset. All right. Well, I happened to notice that the packaging started to disintegrate down here as I. They're not. This is like a trick package for the show. It's not normally like this. It's normally much easier. Oh, you know what? Oh, this is awful. It's not normally like this. I guess we won't be holding up this package again. A lot of looks great. Little full, a lot of sap. Would you? Thanks. So they have. I see. So So what they have here is this. Remember, this happened once before, and it was a different apparatus. They tried something that was. It doesn't matter. This is all for you. This is new. This is the problem here. Everything else was fine. This was fine. This was fine. Here's this. Oh, remove the safety rubber cap.
Thing.
Cap's on for safety. How is it?
Great.
Is it a heavy Royal Body High?
I'll let you know in a minute.
Okay. All right. Gosh darn it, I did it again. Well, now it's just... Good grief. Okay. All right. So it's Tradecraft Thursday. So you're going on that. Tedward's here. Happy birthday, Nicole. And, so other than that, I want to say Tradecraft and Sticky, of course, for this. So thank you. And thank you to our friends and neighbors across the street there at Sticky. But I would also really like to mention our friend Chris Gabriel and his company's, one is Canvas, but the one he's really pushing now out in Palm Springs, they built that whole new facility and a whole brand new store and all that other stuff, is Hydrotic brand. And these things are hard to find on Instagram because the algorithms don't really want you pushing the weed in California and all that crazy crap.
No, but it's a great feed. I followed it after you told me about it, and the flowers amazing.
That's what I was going to say. So what they're growing is amazing, and then the photography of it's amazing. It all looks like science class or aliens from another planet. It's pretty amazing. I am not normally into this thing. This weed, this pot, but I'm getting more into it the more I learn about it because it's really fascinating and it's a damn science and it's more than just botany. I mean, I guess it is at the end of the day, it is botany, but like,
There's a way to put it all together, so you get what you plan out. It's amazing.
Yeah, and anyway, he sent over a very nice care package for you the other day, which we're very grateful for. Speaking of care packages, keen-eyed viewers and audiophiles alike may have noticed a new microphone that I was holding during the opening of the show there. It made me a lot more comfortable because it was a very high-quality product made by Telefunken. I simply mentioned to those guys, hey, we're trying something new. We've got this Stiglet station, and we're sharing a microphone. We're doing this thing at the top of the show where I do standing up. I'm not doing stand-up, but I'm standing up with a mic, so we needed a microphone. And I had an old one that we were using, and they were like, so they sent over a beautiful M80. I got this beautiful package from Telefunken the other day, and I'm so grateful. This is a bit of a ruse because I already opened it up and used it, but here's what they look like if you were to purchase one for yourself. And now is the time that I tell you, if you have any microphone needs, you should definitely check out Telefunken products. There are microphones available that fit most budgets. They don't have any like discount products. It's not a bargain bin shop kind of place. They don't make a bargain bin product. They make incredibly high quality microphones and sound reproduction gear. Reproductive gear. And you only need to buy 2, folks, because they multiply from there. Sorry. They make a wonderful, wonderful product that we use here on this show. Everything now that we use on this show is Telefunken. And The Grateful Dead, John Mayer, Saturday Night Live, the best of the best. I'm trying to think. He has relationships with every musical group. And Lady Gaga, specifically, the microphone she travels with. Oh, Tony Bennett, we talked about him. Remember, he was like, it's a show of 58, beta, that whole story. Like, so people travel with their own microphones. If you don't know that, it's like a thing. Most people do. Even some comedians do. So I can't recommend enough Telefunken products. In particular, what we use here on this show, shy of this desk, is the M80 product. I think it's in the neighborhood of $300, maybe. So it's about twice as expensive as some of the what you would think is a competitor, like what other podcasts are using. The Shure 58s or the Shure 58 Beta specifically is like 179, something like that. I'm just going to tell you from experience, this is a far better product. It's only my opinion, but it's a far better product. A shit ton of experience. Now, don't ask Tony Bennett. Now, he likes that 58 Beta. I heard he just did his last concert the other day. You know, he's waning. He's feigning, whatever the right word is for that. But he's not doing too great. So, but supposedly they finally put out his last concert that he did, and I believe it was indeed with Lady Gaga, which is ironic that I just used those two as an example. Anyway, so that was the viewer mail. I don't know. I told you about that. Oh, this is exciting. This happened today. This is what my today got hijacked with. A friend of ours, a guest who's been here, and a guest who now will be here again very soon, got back into the Porsche game. Used Porsche. Just got back into the Porsche. Greg Grunberg. Remember Greg Grunberg?
No.
He had it when I knew him back in the day. He used to have a Porsche. He and J.J. Abrams both had Porsches.
Another one.
He did, and he went like bargain shopping. He went and found a 996 cab stick, 99, first year, and silver. And he went down. He sent me the pictures and the listing and all that stuff this morning, and we talked about it. He was texting all morning, and then we got on the phone when he was like, "Well, I'm on my way," and so we talked the whole way on the way down there. And then he's like, "All right, I'm almost here, so you call me when you're done." The whole thing. And on and on and on. He called me right afterwards, and he was like, "Well, I need some advice," and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Well, it drives really good, and it might need the blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "No, it doesn't. It's got those mileage. It doesn't need that. That you're reading the forums now. Like, it's not. You don't worry about it." And so he went back and bought it.
I'm so excited.
I'm pretty sure he's coming to Breakfast Club tomorrow.
I'm so excited.
Hilarious, right? Let's see. Here we go. So Tedward says, "Happy birthday, Nicole." Pryor was the GOAT, says some guy, for sure. For me, it's Silver Streak. What about you? So many things, obviously, a stand-up, but I love the movies, and Gene Wilder movies in particular. Oh, Nicole, so much love, says Carissable. Crack stopped Richie, not MS. Crack stopped Richie, not MS. Well, crack is what lit Richie on fire.
Yeah.
And then Richie quit crack after surviving an attempt at suicide and lighting himself on fire and all that. And even went back to working, because that movie that I really like, again with Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, is the one where Richard Pryor is blind and Gene Wilder is deaf. It's called See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Oh my God, I love this movie.
That's a great movie.
They're already known as like, if they do these buddy movies together, right? So like we already love them together. But imagine one where they can't communicate, right? One's blind and one's deaf. Try to do that. It's hard. You'd be better off with two deaf people or two blind people, because they both know what that world is like.
Yep.
Anyway, that was all after the fire. So I mean, crack didn't take him out. But I do believe he was smoking cigarettes for years and years and years. And if I'm not mistaken, he had multiple heart attacks, and the final one was. But I believe the cause of death is like coronary artery disease or one of those, because of
Probably.
It's not multiple sclerosis, and it's definitely not crack. Richard Pryor got taken down by that crack, although definitely for a while, right? He got taken down for a little bit. Happy birthday, says Carissable. Hugs, sending good vibes, and high five. Oh, prayers probably. Sub Danny. Oh, just want to see you taking on this as much as possible. Just want to see you talking on this as much as possible. That's what Tedward just wants to. That's what you could. That's what he. No, that's what you could do for him. Whatever. He's happy to see you talking as much as possible. How's that?
Thanks.
And by the way, Tedward, if it weren't made more clear by the recent care package from Telefunken, that shit's happening next year. So can't wait to see you in Connecticut, fella. At working, making sales, and watching the live. Awesome. Y'all making me cry. I'm sorry. Love that woman, says Pete McNulty. We all crying tomorrow, I betcha. We ain't crying about tomorrow, I betcha. That's right, amen. Virtual hug from that Porsche girl. Triple caution. Happy birthday. Self-proclaimed. Laugh my ass off. Jay opening hard plastic. That was rough. All right, so that's how far down I am. She said, great. Tradecraft is premium. On and on and on. Tradecraft is premium. So is that hydraulic shit. You got to talk about that. In fact, you'll know tomorrow. So we'll bring some tomorrow. A-okay, mañana. Everyone okay. All right, we're going to catch up here. God, grease. I'm trying to just get to the bottom. There we go. Okay. Pryor, Wilder, best duo ever. Amen. What do you like? Stir Crazy is probably the go-to for most people. What's your favorite? Again, Silver Streak for me. The Damn Train and Jill Clayburgh. So good. So Greg Grunberg bought a new car, 911. Oh, I didn't tell you about Officer Phillips. We got a couple minutes before. You want to know about Officer Phillips? There's no story, thank goodness, because Officer Phillips was so awesome. But as a PSA for the rest of you, I will tell you the story because it was not so much about the speed. It was more about the license plate. It seems that Officer Phillips and his friends, and he told us to tell our friends, that he and they are cracking down on the out-of-state plate thing. They seem to not care for a bit, and it seems as though now they're starting to care. So he pulled us over for 79 and a 65, and he didn't seem to care about it. He was really polite. I could hear him on the hailer as he was like, no, pull off the highway, because I pulled off to the shoulder, and he was like, no, pull off the highway. And gave him the thumbs up out the window. We communicated very well back and forth, and I think he was like, whatever this is, it's not going to be a problem, that's for sure. And, because some people are fucking got the radio on and the windows up and the whole bit, and they're just like not going to play along, you know what I mean? The kind of people that want the cop to wait outside in the rain, all that garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he has us pull off the freeway, and I can hear him again. He's like, take a ride when you're at the traffic light. I'm like, okay. Basically, we're at Disney Studios now. So I pull into, like, whatever. I don't pull into Disney Studios, but I pull into, like, one of the lots, like, where a gate would be if you keep going a little further. And Officer Phillips comes over to the passenger side window, and he's like, hey, so I pulled you over for going 79 to 65, but how long you been here with this car or whatever, or something like that? And he goes, how long have you had the car or something like that? I was like, oh, geez, when did we get it? I don't know, about 6 years ago, something like that. No. Well, I noticed the Connecticut plates. And anyway, it became a whole thing where he asked many calculated questions that it was almost like brackets in sports. I don't understand sports, but I get brackets. And it was almost like they were qualifiers to try to wheedle down to, like, what's this ticket going to be and how much, and am I going to go whatever. And apparently I passed the gauntlet because it was great, and he was really, really friendly. But he specifically was saying that you and your friends with the Montana plates, tell them that I'm going to get them and I'm going to take their cars. And he was really nice about it. And I think if someone was as nice as I was when he pulled him over, I think you're going home with your car. But I think if you do pull some shit, I think they're out there looking for you to pull some shit. And here's a PSA from me, who luckily wasn't trying to pull some shit and got very lucky. Also, our situation was, once I explained it to him, it's not that we registered it there for money or whatever. It's a whole different thing, and then he was fine with it. I also told him that we do a lot of fundraising for a lot of groups, including California Highway Patrol, and we just had a group up this morning, and we had tagged them. My most recent post on Facebook, because I'm old, on Friendster, classmates.com. I put one that just this morning on Instagram was tagging the California Highway Patrol. So I'm guessing he was on the side of the road looking at Instagram, going, "Hey, I know them. I'm gonna go." I used to get that with the DeLorean all the time, where they just wanted to check out the car. I don't think he wanted to just talk to us, but I think he probably did know the car from the whole thing. It was like, all right, so we got an office pool going here, and I want to be able to tell them something. It was almost felt like that. Because he goes, oh, this is the best part. Wherever we pulled over, there was no service, right? And because of whatever, all the work at TLG, like none of the paperwork is in the car. It's like on the table in the other room. So what's going on is everything's digital except for my license. So I got my license in my hand. I'm ready to go. Right? Oh, and I'm so versed. Like my dad was a firefighter. My uncle was a cop. Like I got this down. It's so easy. It's so easy. You know what I mean? You turn the car off, put the thing on. You put your hands up on the roof as if like you're going to jail, like you did something. When they come over, they go like, "What's that all about?" Like, and they'll ask you generally like, "Is there someone in your family a cop or something like that?" And you're just like, "Yeah, whatever." And then automatically, by the way, I shouldn't tell everybody this. Won't work for everybody. But whatever. So the whole thing is I've got this all down, right? So I'm like Mr. Compliance. So he takes the license, and I say, I don't have the paperwork, but I got it digitally. And he's like, that's okay. People do that nowadays. I was like, all right, I haven't been pulled over in years. I don't know when the last time I was pulled over was. It's never been in this car, so that's at least 5 years. So the moment I click on the thing to get the app for the insurance or whatever, the app tries to update. You know what I mean? Like it not only won't open the thing, it goes to update, and we don't have cell service. So it's just a thing.
So
and now I'm
stuck.
going, ooh, this may actually be a problem that he wasn't expecting. But luckily he goes, you figure that out here. Just give me the license real quick. And he's like, I'll go run it, whatever. He went to like the back of I don't know. He wasn't gone far enough to go to his car, run it, and come back. It was like maybe 20 seconds, maybe tops, where you and I were just kind of joking back and forth about the irony of all of this and how we'd probably have to go drive up the street in order to give the fucking... He comes totally back and he goes, hey, did you get the insurance yet? Did you get your info yet? At least just the insurance? And I go, actually, no, because of this thing. And he goes, it's all right. So here, why don't you take this back? And he gives me my license back. And he tells me to tell my friends about the plates. And then he has us go on our way. And he was really, really nice and polite about it.
He was
and
really nice.
I just want to say that, Officer Phillips, if I'm ever in trouble out there, I hope that you're the guy I run into. Because it's not just that I didn't get a ticket. It's the way at which you dealt with me like a human being. And I really appreciated it. Because those things can go sour real quick.
Real fast.
Even if you have the best of intentions. And most of us do, but, we just come off the crest. This was Friday, right off the crest. 134 over by Disney. Did I say thanks to the California Highway Patrol yet? 11.99, maybe. 996 Schwag, we just talked about you. I don't know if you heard us or not, but the hydraulic, we were talking about you, the hydraulic stuff. And talk about a premium product. How about that? We're just pitching premium shit this day. This is the premium show for the premium shit. Tune in, folks. Like and subscribe. If I didn't mention, like and subscribe. And you know who else says that a lot? It's my buddy Danny, and he looks like this.
Just smash that like button. Subscribe. We need some subbies. Come on, you can do it. Late night. Woo, good vibes.
I love
Yeah, I love that guy too. I love that guy too. All right, did I do all the stuff? Can we get our guest in here? All right, let's see. Officer Phillips, California Highway Patrol, handled. That's right, handled him. Yeah, show him. No, I don't mean it like that at all. Okay, commercials. Got to do the commercials, then we'll get Chris in here. Was that your stomach?
No.
No, good. Heard something. Thought I heard something. Maybe it was my stomach. I think I might be hungry. I think it's your stomach.
mine.
It is your
Mine.
stomach, yeah. I didn't know it.
I just heard it.
But you probably couldn't feel it.
Nope.
That's so sad to me. You look great. That's the bummer of all this. Everyone looks at you and they're like, fuck, you look good. Excuse my language. And you don't feel good at all.
Nope.
Shit. Sucks.
Once you get used to being in pain all the time, it's a new normal. So then you go from there.
That's what we're hashtag the new normal. What we're living in these days.
What
right?
do you do?
No, I don't know. I mean, but everybody's in the new normal these days. It just yours sucks more than everybody sucks. But God damn it, it sucks. My officer said the same thing, like he was impatient. Subscribe. I love you guys too. That's awesome. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. In this case, we're talking about automobiles, automobile coverage, automobile garages, automobile structures, houses. That doesn't even need to involve automobiles. Maybe you've got a construction company and there's a big old garage housing your equipment. All of these things are insurable, and St. Clair Insurance shops the top providers so you get the best coverage. If I were you, I would shop all those toys and their coverages by going and checking out Jeff Sinclair at coverageforyourtoys.com, coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Jeff.
Trailed off at the end. Oh, and the best bubbles in the world.
Ran out of air.
I see why I used to do the thing. Here they come. Now I get in the chair nice and wet. Are made by Bubble Tree, the American bubble company. It's fun to watch them fall, though, isn't it? Except it's time to either empty the thing or add water or something because it's all foamy all over Chris's chair. At least your chair won't be wet today. It's just foamy as hell.
Oh, good.
You're having yours cappuccino style. I hope
Yeah,
that's all right.
Fantastic.
Bubbles, we did that. Nicole, the birthday girl here, would like it very much if you liked and subscribed, and if you commented below. There was talk of fire. There was talk of fire before. I definitely can promise smoke, as I see smoke appearing behind me as we speak. Perhaps that had something to do. Maybe someone fed the internet algorithm right then and there. Eventually they'll feed us as well. Be a pal, like, subscribe, and comment below because of the fire. Kim is the fire. It is funny in the wide shot. It really is. Although it looks like something happened downtown. And like, what's going on? All right, somebody's got something for me here. What's it going to be? Oh, that's hilarious. It's hilarious. Can't tell you what it is, unfortunately. It's a birthday party invite. Another birthday party invite.
Great.
Yeah, I know. Okay. People just keep getting older. What the hell? I think we're good. I'm just taking a moment because every time I think we're good, I skip something. Oh, because it just happened. Just happened. Just happened. The podcast viewers are like, what the hell? It just happened. Again, GVBC pop-up Purist Group toy drive happening this Friday, as in tomorrow morning. GVBC is normally 9 to 11. Yes, of course. But tomorrow, this toy drive is going on from 8 to noon. Excuse me. Almost threw up in my mouth. Don't know why. 8 to noon tomorrow. Up at GVBC. Check out some of this stuff on Dual Shift so that you can. Well, you won't be able to wear it tomorrow if you buy it tonight, but you might be able to, because if you. Nah, just go tomorrow and then get it from the back of the truck. But I think David and Alex will be there selling this stuff as well. But Dual Shift is where you get it. Tired of people asking me. I just go there. Check it out. Check it out. Dual Shift. DUEL Shift. Man, is it foggy in here. This is the last thing I have to do before I push the button over here and then switch some cameras around and invite our buddy Chris in here. The air always seems to kick off right when I do that. Toy drive tomorrow, 8 to 12. Delicious hot sauce. It's oh so effing delicious. Oh so delicious hot sauce. The hot sauce made by bears. Pinstripe Chris will be back in that chair right after this.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
There you go. What are you driving today? 63 356B. Hey, 111. What are you driving today? Here we go. Oh, this is fun, David. Thumbs up for sure.
This just proves that you don't have to go fast to have fun.
You don't have to go fast. Can you see my smile already?
Okay, I'm impressed.
You don't need to stick it. He's already got it. My car's going to feel slow as balls after this, I'll tell you that. Pedal down. Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah, my favorite part. The interlude music. Welcome back, Pinstripe Chris.
What's up, guys?
We are sitting here with my buddy Pinstripe Chris, Nicole's buddy as well. It's one of those days where this whole thing came together pretty quickly yesterday, and you happened to be up here today anyway, and we wanted to do this anyway.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, it's tradition to just message me the day before.
It won't be forever.
No, actually, I feel like stuff works out better that way, honestly.
It does for me with the
It
show,
does for
because that's
me.
the only way I'm able to do anything
Yeah.
is by winging it.
Yeah, same here.
We wanted to get you in anyway. There was we exchanged posts or something the other day where it was like, I miss you. When are we going to see
Yeah.
you? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah,
Is
always.
it here,
Yeah.
here? And you were like, oh, let's do all the above. And I was like, well, let's then.
Shoot, I probably should have read
I'm
what
a
that
yes
was.
man these days. Let's do all of the above.
Well, I hope you remember what those things were.
I do. One was,
fantastic.
is it going to be GVBC, which it probably will be sometime soon, because you bought another Porsche, which I don't remember if you had last time we were here. Did you just buy it or whatever? You bought another Porsche, so we'll talk about that.
It has been a while since we talked.
And then the other thing was, another time on the show, which is happening right now. So you don't have to worry about that one.
Yes,
It's being
fantastic.
crossed off the list
Yeah.
as we speak. And then the other one was the toy car.
Yeah.
And that isn't here, so
Correct,
that's not
you're
done,
right.
and
I did
that's
not
all
bring-
right. There's no pressure on that. But can we do a check-in on it? Can we talk about your ideas for
I
it? or
wish
anything
I
of those
could
things?
give you a photo if.
Oh, you're already working on it, though.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do I want to know,
No,
or is...
I'd rather not tell you.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I totally
I know,
understand.
spoiling the fun here, but it'll be
No.
so much cooler as it's happened. Yeah.
I don't think it spoils anything, buddy.
Good to know. I'll keep on trucking.
No, I think you're great. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see. I have ideas in my head of what I thought it would be when I asked you to do it. But as more time went on, like we talked about it on the show a couple times, and I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not expecting him to blah, 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 blah. And as I said that, like this whole other idea, I was like, oh, well, Jesus, his brain, he might do that. So
You found as time goes on, like your ideas got smaller and smaller, like started
Opposite.
grandiose, and like a month later, you're like, if it just brings it back to me, that'd be great.
No, totally the opposite. That's very funny. No, I couldn't care less. Totally the opposite. I thought to myself, oh, I know his style and he knows what I like, so it'll probably be something like this. And then I thought to myself, well, I expanded my horizons into all of the types of work that you do. And I thought of other things that I mentioned on the show that I don't want to say here. Well, you're already committed to something you're doing, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, good. So then I was here on the show once, and I would go, I don't think he would just like paint it black or white and just do a Sharpie thing on it. And then I go, although we've talked about those before, so he might actually do a Sharpie car, because what would be easier to do than a tiny little car like that? You'd probably be done in 5 minutes.
Let's not.
You do a whole car
Let's
with
not
like
talk
two
about
pens.
what's easy and what's not.
Those are the wrong words also
I know,
for
I'm-
art.
I'm being silly.
But anyway, I had all sorts of thoughts and all sorts of ideas.
Man,
and
that's
as time went
exciting.
on, I was like, oh, he could do anything.
really
It could be
can.
anything.
Yeah, as long as it fits this size. Paintbrushes
Yeah.
only get so small.
Well, and then the other thing is I'm thinking customizing these little things might become a new fun thing. And I'm like, well, once you get it back, like I might love it, but then I might want one of those other ideas I came up with. And I'm like, so I need to order another one, and like maybe I'll try my hand at it, or you know what I
never
mean?
know.
Yeah.
The next big thing.
We can't afford
You
real
laugh.
cars anymore, so it becomes the toy cars. Is that where we're at?
Maybe that's funny when you said we can't afford. I thought you were going to say we can't afford to plug Haggerty or something like that.
Why?
Next big thing on Magnus's show.
Oh no. Well, I can't.
They're not a sponsor. We can't use their name.
No, I can't say too much about that. But I mean, everything you see here was involved in the production of that show the other day. So
Very nice.
he was recording voiceovers here.
Nice.
For that show. So I think we can mention it.
The ship has sailed.
No, go ahead.
No, Cat is.
Do you have
completely out of
Haggerty
that.
insurance?
I actually just got Haggerty insurance.
Oh, do you? Awesome. On the Porsche, or on everything?
On the car I just bought.
So you bought something else?
I sold the Porsche.
You did.
Yeah.
So Pinstripe Chris is here, everybody, and let's talk about your car flipping business and tell everybody where you're at with it.
Last time I was here, I briefly talked about it. I got the Cayman GTS. Yeah. I had that a
It
short.
was PDK.
Yeah. I had
It
that
was
a
everything I wouldn't get in a Porsche.
Yeah.
But you loved it.
It
You were
was
like,
fantastic.
It's scratching an itch I really like right
It
now.
was cool to try and enjoy, and it was fun and it was fast. But it turns out the car market is beside itself, upside down and stupid right now. So the dealership that I bought it from offered me more money for it.
To get it back so that they could go sell it to somebody else for even more money.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, I had my fun. I had it for about 6 weeks.
That's amazing. So I didn't know you haven't had it that long.
I don't really post stuff like that on social media.
But my point is, I didn't know you haven't had it for that
Oh,
long.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I thought you had it this whole time.
Oh, wow.
And it's been a long time since you've had it. So what did you get?
I actually just took delivery this week, a 1994 Ferrari 348 Spider.
It's totally what you wanted. That was a bucket list car, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Oh, my God. Congratulations.
Thank
What
you,
color?
thank you. Red.
Really checking all the boxes.
That's right.
Red Ferrari. Is this your first Ferrari that you've owned?
First that I've owned, yeah.
I know you have painted and worked on
Yeah,
a
used to work
bajillion
on
of them in the old
Ferraris.
days.
Good times, yeah.
Was 348 always special to you?
Not really, actually, because if you believe the lore, it's one of the worst Ferraris ever made.
They used to say that.
Yeah,
Now it's the 355's worse,
really
isn't it?
not, yeah, I actually really love the 355, but if you look at it from the point of view of components that can go wrong, 348 is a way to go.
And they are so similar in look.
They are.
I know
They're the same chassis.
Exactly, but everything, the profile, it's
Yeah.
all there.
They're all
It's just
basically the same car, yeah. I mean, obviously the 355 is better motor, better train. There's a better car, for sure, 100%.
Plus, it was in the rock.
That is true. It had
only borrowing your Humvee.
it had the magical windshield.
Oh, so many things, right?
Yes.
The windshield was great. That came and went a couple times. I remember the parking meters. And
Yeah,
that situation.
exactly.
Also, when the thing blew up at the end, didn't they get it? It got hit by a streetcar or something.
A dump truck. It folded in a very
That
unusual
was
way.
It
was
warped.
Yeah.
It
was absolutely a Fiero
It was like
replica.
folding an above ground swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty unnatural. Very strange to watch. I mean, I guess you don't know any different, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
355s are a great car. But honestly, just in the last handful of months, I've known, I think, 2 or 3 people that bought 355s. So I thought, I just want something that different.
Good for you. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you just got it this week.
Yeah, Monday it was dropped off from the shippers.
Oh, so you bought it from out of town.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, I flew to North Carolina to go look at it, Greenville.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like in the air longer than I was on the ground. It was great. It was awesome. Super awesome owner.
Bought it when you saw it?
Oh, man. We went for a test drive, and I was like, I got to have this one. It wasn't the only one that I was looking at, but of quality of car, the people that owned it before me, they loved this car, so it was good.
A beige interior? Black? Gray?
I prefer to say tan, but yeah.
Oh, really? Is tan better than beige? Oh, I thought tan was more.
As words go, I mean, what sounds better? Like, do you say, is it cream? Is it flesh tone? Is it like somewhere in there? I think tan just sounds better.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't disagree more. To
Oh,
me,
really?
I hear, tan pants. Ooh, enjoy those tan pants. You know what I mean? Tan is like, to me, in my mind, a tan shirt. Oh, fuck. Enjoy your tan shirt.
It sounds worse when you say it that way, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe beige is wrong. Camel is what I used to say in the old
know
days
what?
with the
Yeah.
Ferrari interiors
Yeah.
because it kind of was
It does, the
somewhere
color
in
does
between
lean.
tan and beige.
Yeah. Yeah.
bland.
Yeah. Yeah, but nothing's more classic than red on tan for Ferrari, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
How many miles are on it?
40,000.
Is that... I know
That's
Ferraris
considered
don't
high.
have many miles.
Yeah, for
so,
whatever reason, everybody considers that high.
So that's the bummer about it to me is that then they're not driven. Are you driving yours?
I drove it up here today.
You did?
Yeah, we did Angeles Crest this morning. We've been in LA all day. Just
You're
driving it.
kidding.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, just trying to put miles on it. That's what it needs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
Thanks.
Are you excited? This is
Oh,
a big
man.
deal.
Yeah, dream
Are
come
you
true.
hiding it?
No, I just not like it's for me, so I don't need to.
You're very subdued.
Well,
But people want to. It's like. I know I didn't give you a present, but you know how like you want to see someone enjoy the present or whatever, even if you didn't give it. You're just like, yeah, no.
No, I think it's fantastic.
People like
next
to
week
share,
I'll get a Volvo.
Share and joy.
Yeah,
You
I get that.
clearly love this. So
Oh, man, I do.
enjoy.
It means so much to me. I mean, I love the Porsches that I've owned, and I love Porsches, but the market got so weird. I thought, it's a good time to just buy the dream car. I still want another Porsche. I just want the prices of stuff to calm down. But I think on social media, I feel like announcing and posting stuff like that is kind of a murky territory without rubbing people the wrong way. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you kind of want to
All I
share your
see is
success
people
and
buying
story
their
with
new
people,
shit.
but-
That's all I see on social media.
Yeah,
Look
but,
at this. I got the new shit. It's all shiny and shit.
Yeah, I didn't get something new, that's for sure.
No, but
Believe me, inside, this is a great moment for me, but it doesn't, it's nice.
I'm
but it doesn't
asking you to
require-
share it with people because we want to. Why are it's like, hey, can I have some of that cookie? No, I mean, it's the best cookie. It's delicious, and I'm enjoying it, but there's no reason that you should have it.
I just feel like I shouldn't tell people about these cookies.
That's your shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're entitled to have your shit. We all have our shit.
Of course. Yeah.
I got some shit.
No, I get it. I just don't want to come across as
You've made that clear.
yeah.
You've made that clear.
Okay.
But now we want you to celebrate in like this amazing moment. I'm so excited. You know what? Maybe it's not as big a deal for you as it
Oh, it's
is.
a huge deal for me. I haven't slept in like a month. This process has been.
How long were you looking?
I've been looking since February, but I got
10
really
months.
serious about one. Yeah, I got really serious about one that was for sale here in LA a month ago, and had just been waiting to hear back from the PPI and inspection work. And
Okay.
well, once I knew that fell through, and then I was flying to North Carolina. From the time that I got back forward, it's just like get the thing on the trailer, overnight the checks, just waiting. Hopefully it arrives safe.
We have a buddy. I think you might know him too. V-Dubber for Life.
Yeah.
He's a big
Yeah,
fan of
yeah, I
yours.
know exactly.
Tori Alonso.
Yes.
He, because life is crazy now, I think, in his airline, I think may have laid him off because of, bureaucratical stuff. But the reason I'm bringing him up is he was a flight attendant professionally for decades and a car collector.
Apparently.
And those two things go really well hand in hand
No
because he could do what you just did 20 times a month if he wanted to. He could go look at a car somewhere else and just go fly there tomorrow if he wanted to. I'm sure you paid a handy nickel to go all the way back to there and back.
I did.
But
Worth it,
the
but
thing
yes.
is, you didn't used to be able to do that and still make money on a car because, the flight and all
Yeah,
that other
yeah,
crap.
yeah.
It's like, well, then you've eaten up your profit margin. Nowadays, the way the market's going, you yourself could just fly around the country, go get the damn car, drive it for 6 weeks, and then go sell it
It's
for
a wild time. It doesn't make sense. I bought this one as a keeper. I don't intend to share it, like to part with it anytime soon. But
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. And I just
you're
want to
intending
drive
to
it.
keep this.
a long time, and I want to drive it until it stops driving.
Awesome.
As I think certain, the 911s are like this now. It doesn't matter what they cost now. Next year there'll be more. So it's like you just go get it while you find one. Just go get it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Just
the
make
cost.
sure it's insured
Yeah.
through your friends at St. Clair Insurance and CoverageForYourToys.com.
Which is exactly why I got Haggerty. Like, finally, I got something special to insure.
They do handle Haggerty, but I just want everyone to know that they shop all the top providers to make sure that you get the best coverage.
It's important. It's really important. It matters.
So all of this started with we made a joke about Haggerty, and you go, no, I did just get it for my new car. Your new car is a Ferrari, a classic Ferrari. Of course you got it.
Yeah, it's so bizarre to think that a mid-'90s car is considered a classic now, but hey, here we are.
Well, you're a lot younger than me, but I was in high school when your car was new.
Gotcha. Good times.
It was awesome. Yeah. I mean, like, you would see that shit driving around.
Oh,
Some of us didn't have our licenses yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're driving around in our parents' car, and one would go by, and we're like, whoa. Also, you remember where I grew up, there were dealerships. Like, it was a whatever. Bob Sharp, where I used to work, was a Nissan dealer. He used to have a Ferrari dealership
no
up
kidding.
the street. Yeah.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
You might have
used to
mentioned
race
it
that
because we might have
shit
talked to it, but
Oh, I don't mean me. I mean just the fact that it was there. I mean, it was. This isn't part of my childhood. This is like it's part of like Leno talks about it. I mean, this is like car lore.
No kidding.
Yeah.
no. Well, I know
Paul
it
Newman
now.
was there all the time, and they
Okay.
would trick these cars out and then go drive them up to Lime Rock,
kidding.
take them up Route 7.
Man,
Yeah.
that's rad. It's a different time.
Are you going to do anything to your Ferrari? Or are you going to keep it stock?
Zero. Yeah, it's fine. I love it the way it is.
Keep it
think
running.
the great thing that you can do is find something the way you like it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could always anything.
You built your Volkswagen car is. Oh, you didn't build that though, did you?
No, I mean,
So that's the
I
same.
massaged it a little bit, but no, it was 90% of the way it is how I bought it.
You still have that?
Yeah, that's my everyday car.
Awesome.
But I think I buy on curb appeal. Like I see it and go, oh yeah, that's right. I don't think even though my job is to think 10 steps ahead for somebody who's building something, I don't personally think that way. And like I know the day I spend the money is the day I want to drive it, not take it apart and start. But this is just a different personality.
This is why I like when you come here because, like, the moment we decide to do it, we're already doing it. It's done.
Yeah.
We're happy.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
already driving. Here we go. Look at us. We're doing it.
Maybe it's an East Coast thing. I don't know. It's just just everything happens at a very 1-to-1 ratio. I like that. Man, waiting and planning is just not really my thing.
You being an artist, is that? And maybe it's just how your brain works. Because, like, I agree with everything you just said, but I feel like. Whatever. I don't know. I could go down that rabbit hole for nothing. Like, let's get really deep. Like, where does this all come from?
Well, when I was a child.
Let's talk about tradecraft for a little bit and then get really into art. Here. Is there anything you can talk about that you're working on lately? Is there anything you can share with us? Because you've been doing some high-profile stuff that you can't.
Yeah, well,
but
that
it's all
project's
wicked
done.
cool.
Yeah, that project's done and hung now, which is cool.
Can you talk about it?
I think so. But the opening is like Sunday is the main event where people will finally see it for the first time.
Okay. So don't describe it too well, but can we say where that'll be? Or no?
I don't know.
All right. But are you happy with how it turned out?
It turned out great. And I was lucky to work with some really cool people to make it happen. So it came out really, really cool. It was a drag to watch it being hung and assembled on a wall. It's like watching paint dry. It's
slow process.
It is. It's worth it for the accuracy. But like I said, I was lucky to work with cool people that kind of made the whole thing happen. It wasn't just me. It was a group of people that made this work.
But it gets back into that thing before we should extrapolate on what makes something impulsive or not.
Yeah.
that's where I was going. I was like, man, it's that impulsive nature.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
Yeah. I like
But is that because we're like crackheads? Like, what's the deal? Why do we
maybe.
like that instant... Like, are we dopamine deficient?
I wouldn't say,
Who knows?
yeah. I don't know about deficient. I'm just not a long-term thinker. I just, yeah.
You're firing off in the moment at all times.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, and that doesn't seem to work really well for other people around me, so we don't always overlap, but there's moments and it works.
We can't jive with everybody all the time.
No, we're not meant to. It's okay.
We want to, yeah.
I don't know. It's not really that interesting.
Sometimes there's enough. I guess everything's ebbs and flows, or the
true.
pendulum. Because every time you feel like everything's going pretty hunky dory, like then people are just starting fights with each other for no fucking reason. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is sort of silly.
Politics, religion, money. You
Right.
name it.
Yeah, let's just check all the divisive boxes. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so tough.
Yeah.
All I want to do is relate to people and talk about how awesome we all are together. And everyone's like, no, this divides us, and you're on that side. And like, whoa, I mean,
Well,
you
it
put
doesn't-
me there. I didn't even say I was there. You're saying that. What the fuck?
It's wild, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't. We were talking with some friends about that this morning. Like, why does half of this stuff even get brought up? Nobody talked about politics before. Why would anybody bring that up?
I was raised not to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's an East Coast thing. I was raised
Maybe.
not to talk about the big three
I grew up outside of
things.
D.C. and nobody talked about politics.
Don't. Or money. Either one of those things. Or religion, I guess.
Yeah, it's a
still always
bizarre
the big
time.
three.
I think people need better hobbies to have something they can focus their time on. Because politics, who cares? What? Who cares?
Hobbies is a good point because then that gets you into a creative. It gets you into it changes your state. You know,
Yeah,
it gets
I think
you
so.
Out of that fight or
But
flight thing.
listen to everybody bicker and go, man, everyone has so much energy. Do something else with it.
Right.
Yep.
Something important, something constructive.
So, how does that work? Well, I don't know. Whenever somebody comes at me with that kind of, it happened today or last night or something on Facebook, dated Facebook. This is relevant, and I want to ask your opinion on how you deal with this sort of thing. It was the Paul Walker thing. Sean Lee or somebody posted the Paul Walker show that we did. Sean Lee's show, really, but we were talking about Paul Walker into the Purist Group, like their secret, hidden Facebook.
Oh, okay,
thing.
gotcha.
The one you have to like be invited to.
Yeah,
join or
yeah.
whatever. So somebody shared it there, and in my mind, that's like a safe place. Like I don't know anybody on there, but in my mind, you got to get in there. It's a safe place because the Purist Group is like really
Makes sense,
good
yeah.
people, all of us. And I didn't even post this. Keep in mind that somebody else did. It's our show, but it was like they posted it.
Yeah.
And somebody chimed in with, "I stopped caring about Paul Walker when I found out he was a pedophile and the blah 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 blah." And I literally chimed whenever I saw it, which was an hour later or whatever. I said something like, I didn't LOL it, but it was basically like, don't believe everything you hear. Do hashtag do your own research, something like that. But with like my usual happy fucking emoji.
Yeah, I get you.
Then the person comes back with a 2-second Google search will yield blah, blah, blah results and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, a 2-second Google search is not research. This is my point.
No.
We're not talking about the same
No.
thing. You're just going to come And I literally I literally responded with blocked.
Yeah.
and then of course the guy kept on going and the whole thing. Oh, somebody, let's tell the facts. And then they still keep their head in the sand. Like all that kind of craziness. Now, I left because I didn't have any interest in fighting. I could have fought every one of those guys at points, but what does that do for me? He's never going to see my side. He has no interest in it.
Waste of time.
But am I part of that? I agree, and that's how I felt, and that's why I did what I did. But I also wondered to myself, am I now part of the problem? Because what I did was then I went, I don't like what this guy's saying, and I don't want to hear it, so block.
There's a big difference between people who want to have a conversation and people who've already made up their mind.
I agree with you, and that was my feeling, but I'm still in confession here about it.
No, it's all good. Do people in today's world believe that a high-ranking Google result equates to truth? Like, it's just the most viewed page. It could be completely made up. It's just the most viewed page.
I don't even think he was saying the top results. He was saying a 2-second. I think he was saying, like, look how quick I came up with my data. Like, what's your data? He wanted me to go find some data
that for anything.
That Paul Walker is not a pedophile. I'm like, I'm sure I could probably go find some websites that say Paul Walker is not a pedophile.
Maybe it's just my brain and my weird way of thinking, and where I get into weird debates about silly stuff like this, and I go, I'm not going to trouble my Google search box with that, because I don't know what kind of ads I'm going to get after I ask Google about
what
these things.
What comes after
exactly.
Yeah.
No. No, we're done here.
Yeah, good point.
Because this leaves a dent. Like, I just feel like there's like red lights going off in somebody's office in D.C. Like, oh, this guy just Google search pedophile. Like, no,
yeah, he's probably on the pot.
Take you off that list.
He's definitely on the pot.
Yeah, exactly. He was on Jay's show. How many times? Oh yeah, more red lights are flashing.
He showed up in Good Vibes. That guy's high for sure.
Yeah, those kind of stupid Google searches. Yeah, you end up on a list. No, skip that. Don't add yourself to a list to prove some dude on Facebook wrong. Not worth it.
Oh my God, you're on Facebook too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. Same thing.
I am.
It's
it's a different ratio versus Instagram. I'm mostly on Instagram.
Oh man, people are. I consider Facebook the old internet.
Yeah, that's kind of why I dialed back from Facebook. I like it from the core people that I've, like, old friends and family, people where we can still connect. But it became the biggest dumpster fire a couple of years ago. I'm like, I'm not going to bother posting artwork here. No one's seeing it because everybody's throwing stones across the screen. Like, waste.
I'm okay, so we're all on the same page. That's what I see,
I don't think anyone's not aware that Facebook became what it is. How could you not be so honest?
I guess everything has a cycle to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that one might have been, perhaps a tad more evil than others.
Yeah, I think the timing of the rebranding as Meta?
Dude.
It's definitely like Facebook trying to be like, we're not associated with these people.
I think it's more like Mr. Robot burned down their old server, so they're like, it's this now.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, what a time to be alive.
No, we said this like 10 years ago. I go, once people started saying, it's all ones and zeros now. Like, everything's all computers. It's all ones and zeros. I was like, right. And you're selling security on ones and zeros? So anybody who has ones and zeros, you just need somebody else with more ones and zeros to go figure out your thing. It doesn't make any sense. They come out with a new iPhone thing, then they come out with a new jailbreak thing, and then there's another thing to kill the jailbreak, and there's a new jailbreak to kill the thing. Nobody wins.
No.
There is no, it's the game, when you're kids, and
yeah,
you
exactly,
the hands on the top. It always comes from the bottom. There are no new hands.
It's a completely circular problem.
So I don't like it. The only option is to not play. And then all of a sudden, it's like they're going to make watching war games illegal because the whole lesson of there is like, don't get involved.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't play tic-tac-toe with your friends. You can't win. Global thermonuclear war.
Tic-tac-toe. Yeah, that's a dangerous game.
It used to be. Now it seems pretty safe because everyone now knows that, well, you can't blow out the world because we're on it and you're in it and we're all in it. So nobody can actually push that button. So now it's like they're going to give us aliens so that we all have to stay in line for the aliens.
No, that's cool.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a what do they call it? Disclosure. Right? It's disclosure. It's coming.
Finally, it's
happening.
The
guy on never mind. If I could remember his name, I guess it proves I don't watch him on YouTube.
What's that?
I can't remember his name. The guy they ban all the time from the fucking war game. Yeah, that's it. Alex Jones. I thought of it right as you said it. InfoWars.
Yeah.
Not Joe Rogan. But he's on Joe Rogan.
So, yeah. They're identical. No, I'm just kidding.
Conspiracy theories are crazy and all, but
They're
how
fun.
about
Do you have a
car
favorite? Can we alienate some of the audience right off the bat right now?
No, this is good because I
have a favorite.
I entertain all of them. I like listening to them because it lets me know what people think and how they think and what they believe and shit.
I like listening to them because I really appreciate some deep creativity.
Some of them, it is straight up just fiction creativity.
Like, wow, had not thought of it that way. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some stuff I'm just like, well, that makes sense. That checks out. That checks out in my little intuition barometer.
That's the trick, though. Is does people feel like one makes all of them true, and you go, hang on, let's dial it back here. No.
You're 100% right. You're like, look, this wasn't true. It's the Wizard of Oz. They pulled the curtain back. It's just this guy.
Yeah. No favorite?
Well, it's the same as you. I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I could list a favorite. I mean, I've never thought about like what's my favorite conspiracy theory, but I could definitely list a handful of that are off. For me, right now, the one that seems to be relevant is the 5G thing.
Oh wow!
You remember that whole 5G
That's
thing and the quantum internet and all that, which is actually happening.
Yeah, I don't know
now.
if you realize we've all died.
That's the other one. Is that simulation theory or this is?
It's all part of the same.
We're rerunning the same program.
I think they all have the same like exit strategy as conspiracy theories go. Yeah, so the end result is we have died. The government has proclaimed it.
I think we talked about this. You guys do like binge programming too,
Oh,
right? Like
yeah,
you love
quite a lot.
binge watching stuff too.
Yeah.
Have you done Devs yet? DEVS.
No.
It's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
You have the Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's free then. Why are you recommending to something? I'm like, so you go to the Showtime app, you download that, and then you pay $99 a month. Like,
and you cancel before the free trial period.
like nobody's gonna watch that. But if you have it for free, all of a sudden it's like, I could go home. What's that show Jay said? Oh, let's put that on.
Yeah.
It's called Devs, and it's incredibly good and smart. And you may not know that from the first 5 minutes or whatever.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
remember it being good right off the top, but in case it's not or whatever, you don't need 3 episodes to get in. Like you'll know right off the bat whether you're in. But really excellent people and really excellent no names that will be people.
Interesting.
And a storyline that I think is as real as any out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're not really selling it as fiction. I mean, they're saying like in their reality, this is happening now in like a Cupertino or whatever. It's about computers and how far it can go, and are we there already? And then what the fuck? You know, it's pretty cool.
Well, that sounds fun.
And it's only like 8 or 10 episodes. It's a 1 season.
Oh, that sounds
deal.
cool.
It's pretty
It's solid.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It's
We've
a
watched it
solid
twice.
world, and like you
Whoa.
can get caught in it.
Nice. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I really like it, and I think you might like it, and I want to talk to you about it. So look at this is as we always do. That's
Just
the
do your
homework. Here's
homework.
the teaser
Yeah,
until next time.
exactly.
We'll both rewatch Devs.
Perfect.
And then you have something to come back for.
Fantastic.
Have you done any other podcasts lately?
Not lately. I've been the project that we've been working on has taken up so much time in the last few months. I just kind of set all the time aside to say, just in case that needs anything, I just want to be available 24 hours until it's done.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that everyone's taken care of. So yeah, my whole life just the last has pretty much just been that, which is fine for me. I've enjoyed it quite a lot.
What about your live-work situation, moving into the loft
Yeah.
and you know, I mean, you've been doing it for a while
Yeah,
now. So
yeah.
how is it in practical application?
It's great, actually. I think there was a section time where we didn't have a car in there, so I was like, oh, there's this playroom.
Oh.
But then it's also like, there's too much space.
Oh, but now there's a Ferrari in there.
It's so cool
Oh
having
my
a
God,
Ferrari
it's
inside.
the dream.
It's so cool.
You got the living room loft situation with the car right
it's
there.
really cool. Yeah.
Dude.
Honestly, they
Living the
came in.
dream.
They came in didn't look quite right in there. The
No,
Ferrari
it was too new and modern. It would have been fine if you didn't have Auto Kennel right next door with all of that beautiful stuff coming and going
there's so
all
much.
day.
Yeah, there's so much jewelry and candy that just I've got the door open every day and see everything kind of pull in and out. I'm like,
Now, you weren't there at all today, right? Because you were out driving around.
Did
Did you see any of the stuff he was posting this
I mean,
morning?
I saw, because
Oh,
of course, it's weird. We're neighbors, but I still like follow and respond to I could just go and say hi.
That RS clone is...
I saw that one yesterday.
He's had a couple of those
insane. And
that
there's
he's had over the years, and
Yeah.
I've driven a handful of them, and I want them almost every time. Almost every time. The good ones, like, I want them because I would love one of those cars.
Yeah.
This looks like the one to have.
It looks
I'm
amazing.
sure it's
It
gonna
looks
be
like a
fortune.
museum piece.
I think it was made that way, too. I think
Wow.
it's made authentically so that it looks like and runs and acts
Yeah.
like one of the
It sounds
one of
like
10 or one of...
very authentically done.
you
Like
heard
John
it
Hammond
fired up?
from like John Hammond from Jurassic Park. Spare no expense.
Spare no expense.
Yes, exactly.
Chilean sea bass. Spare no expense. I loved the original, and I loved Lost World just as much, even though most people pan that
It's
one.
weird. Not a lot of people like that. I think that one's fantastic.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I think it's a little darker, and people maybe weren't used to that or something, or I don't know what it is. I like it a lot.
I think it was great.
The third one is weak.
Yeah, I saw that one in
It
theaters,
is
and I was like
weak.
this the whole time. Like,
I think that one was Joe Johnston who did like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and there's a lot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It kind of
in
has that
one.
feel, yeah. A little campy for a
Fine
dinosaur
for the kids
movie.
but if you're expecting Spielberg Jurassic Park, ooh.
Yeah, if you're coming from the first one and the second one.
Did you see The Lost Worlds? I think there's 2, maybe 3 of them. Definitely 2.
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah,
with
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I think we saw the first one, but we haven't seen the second
Oh,
one.
okay.
Do you like those?
They're
Because I
cool.
might get into those.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
missing
good.
Jurassic Park right
Yeah.
now, and it's about time to get back into that franchise.
Yeah, they're really cool. But I mean,
It's going
you
to be
guys
30
are
years next year.
Yeah, you guys are industry
Whoa.
people. There's a big difference between seeing like practical effects and CGI.
But
You
that-
wear it
Go ahead.
differently.
I agree, but that movie was the first one to do mainstream digital.
But that one was done really, really well
And I-
mixed
and
with
I agree.
practical effects.
Yes.
So it does something different than I think a lot of modern stuff does.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
The moments where it is totally CGI, like when they're looking up at the trees or whatever,
Yeah.
the tree branches, you can tell.
It's not
You
bad
can
though
tell, you
because
can see.
it kind of feels like the era of movie. It doesn't feel out of place.
But I still say for the time,
yeah,
it's,
it's still
in
really
fact, for
amazing.
any time, it's still one of the best looking,
Yeah.
and it's crazy that it's one of the first.
It's amazing that we've gotten to a point where CGI is so good that it actually doesn't look believable.
Agreed. Have you seen Ghostbusters yet?
No.
Me neither. Are
We
you
want
going
to. Yeah, we want to. But yeah, haven't seen it yet.
But will you wait for home video, or are you going to go in the theater?
No, I think Katie wants to see it in theaters.
So you guys do that? You do theaters?
Yeah, definitely. We saw Dune recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really wanted to see it in IMAX, but we couldn't, so we just saw it.
Oh my God! I tried to watch it a couple times on the HBO Max, and I
Mm.
couldn't do it.
I think
How-
the reasoning is, and that's why we went to the theaters. There's certain types of movies that you have to have a theatrical experience for.
You mean movies you can't escape from? Sure, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Well, think
Captive
about
audience. They
yeah.
need a captive audience. That's not the movie for me.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we'll think about like the original Blade Runner, like that you can watch on TV, but if you were to sit down and have people watch it with you at your home, they'd be getting up every 5 minutes to go do something else, check their phone. Like,
Ooh, you're not
it's a
coming
slow
to a
build
movie
movie
here. Yeah, no, screenings. Sit down,
Yeah.
go to the bathroom, get your drinks, and then we
Yeah,
come down
yeah.
and sit and watch the movie.
But Dune is a movie like that. There's an atmosphere. There's a score that's made for it. It's a whole big art piece.
It's a score that's made for it. Every movie's like this.
Well-
this is bigger.
Yeah, well, it has the best person making scores for it. That helps.
Who's your favorite? Who is it?
Hans Zimmerman.
Hans Zimmer.
Sorry.
Yes,
Zimmer.
he is incredible.
Yes.
League of Their Own. It's why you would know. He's done like every movie ever. The thing about that movie is it's such a big giant epic that it felt like, and I didn't get very far. It felt like, wow, this is all exposition for the rest of this saga.
It sort of
And
unfortunately is.
in my
yeah.
mind, I specifically don't like that type of storytelling
Yeah.
because it's weak.
Well, it also feels like
Get me with the
Yeah.
storytelling if you want me.
yeah, of course, I get it. I think it also sometimes in that way can come across as marketing. We're just setting you up to buy more screen time.
Feels that way too.
Yeah,
Lord of
and
the
I don't really
Rings.
like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is a trilogy, so
Yeah.
start saving now, folks.
Strangely enough, I was watching it, comparing it to the version that came out in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, that's
Which,
the only
which
one
I
knew and
strangely
remembered.
like.
I did too. The guy is somebody be famous.
Somebody really famous, yeah. It's escaping me at the moment. But actually, I like that one because it does a better job of telling more of the story in probably the same amount of runtime. But it's a little more thorough. It's a little more dated, but it's still, recognizable actors of the time. It's a cool movie. I like it. The original.
No, I agree. Is that the original? The movie from the 80s?
But it's based on a book that
That's
came out.
right.
Yeah, precedes the movie. I'm pretty sure.
No, for sure. But
Yeah.
is that the first movie?
I think so. I could be wrong.
I always
but I'm
thought
pretty sure.
the King Kong was like that 70s one was the first one, but it's like, no, it's from 1939 or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You guys would know better than me. That's really your industry.
I guess I was trying to learn.
No,
learn from
yeah,
you,
I'm not
'cause you
gonna-
went and saw
I'm
it.
not
And you seem
gonna-
to know the Dune universe. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I know it based on the movies. I never read the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just like that original movie enough that, that's, yeah, okay, that's
a little
enough.
bit different thing.
That's great.
But I have read the book that Blade Runner is based off of to know that they are vastly different.
Oh, interesting. Now, did you like the new Blade Runner, the 2021 or whatever?
I did, because as a standalone movie, it's really cool. It's nice. Like visually, it's cool. I like the atmosphere of a retro futuristic vibe.
I agree with all
Yeah,
of that.
I like
just
Ryan
didn't-
Gosling.
I agree with all of that. I didn't love it, but then again, we went back and watched the original. I was like, I probably don't get half of it. Maybe that's what's going on. And I didn't see it back in the 80s when it was
Yeah.
the most mind-blowing
Yeah, right,
shit,
right.
Star Wars does nothing for me because I didn't see it in the 70s.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a big Star Wars person.
So
just
awesome. Greg Grunberg in Star Wars. Oh, by the way, I said...
like they're good movies.
But...
I don't have the same nostalgia as everybody else.
No.
Yeah.
Because we probably didn't have the toys and all that. Everyone had the Kenner toys and all
which
the
is cool. It's
collections
just
and all
that wasn't
kind
my childhood. That's all.
of- I'm old enough where it was. All my friends had it. I just didn't. Fuck. I was drawing tractors and cars.
You're
and
on to
things.
other stuff, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I was. I can't say this word anymore. We're watching It's Always Sunny right now.
Nice.
So my barometer for what is acceptable to say on television is very, very off at this
Wow.
particular moment. Like certain words
Isn't that funny?
that they're saying very regularly.
Oh boy.
The R word, they throw on the R word like crazy.
All the time.
And it's one that I've never had a problem saying it because I don't go around saying like, hey, look at that retard. Do you know what I mean? Like that was in
right.
quotes, folks. I'm saying I don't do that.
Yeah. Who
But I
would?
do say things about my own self being like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm retarded. You know what I mean? Because I grew up with Chris Farley. And like that
Yeah.
to me is a callback to that stuff.
Brace yourself for canceling. Holy shit.
I know.
Whoops.
I know. I don't want to tell it here, but we talked about it when Rob Corddry was here. I think I asked him about it. Okay, good. When Corddry was here, you remember Rob? Do you know Rob?
Of course.
Okay. When he was here, we talked about a moment from our past before being here on this little talk show. We used to know each other in real life. And one time at another very real talk show called Conan, we were in the dressing room because he was going to be on that night, and we were talking about what to talk. He already had the segment worked out with Smiley, the segment producer, but we were talking about. He goes like he wanted to. He was riffing with us about some other stuff, and he goes, "What do you think I could say this?" And he said something, and I was like, "Yeah, that's hilarious," and edgy AF, as they say these days. He did it. It didn't go over well. And I mean, it was fine. In fact, actually, it did go over very well because it got the shock response that everyone wanted to. It didn't go over well at home with his wife because he used the R word about his daughter.
I got
It was a
calls
joke. It was a
that
joke.
night and the next morning, like it was a nightmare.
Joking. And he did, but he didn't call her. He goes, Conan has to go, blah, blah, blah. So how are the kids? You have 2 daughters now, whatever. And they go, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So-and-so, she's great. She's doing blah, blah, blah. And the other one, she's more, I don't know, can you say you retarded? He goes like that. This is on Conan.
Wow.
And, of course, eruption. I guess
You're not allowed to make fun of your own kids. I think that's illegal.
you can't make fun of your own kids?
Yeah, I think.
I thought they're the
jail
ones
time.
you can.
No, I'm just kidding.
It seems like if anybody you could.
Not in today's world. Nothing
No,
is-
anyway, it's obviously when you're talking about anything you want to do derogatory. For me, it's the intention behind the words. The words
Of
mean
course.
nothing.
Yeah.
Time changes all words.
Unfortunately,
time
that's
changes all
true.
symbols. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So fundamentally, I have such an issue with like that guy who's like, 2 seconds on Google and it proves my point. Like,
Wow. I wonder what else that guy does with his time. Why do you know this guy on internet?
I'm going to send him over. Have you checked out? Do you like automotive art? Have you checked out Pinstripe Crystal?
Yeah. I'll help him out.
How is your social media going? I haven't even
Good.
checked, but
Good.
you are always on such a steady climb of followers that I'm assuming that's still
been a
happening.
Good year. Instagram doesn't pay me based on followers or anything like
No,
that, so
I wish.
that's not something to
Actually, I don't
worry
wish.
about. Although
Oh my God, 135,000 now. You go up. It's radical.
well, hopefully that means I'm not getting worse at what I'm doing.
You're so humble. Or
am so
I don't know.
aware
You're so
every
something.
day that it could all fall apart at any moment, so I have to keep every day as a fresh start. And that's why we were talking about earlier, like being a little bit more from the hip and just day by day. That for me, artwork is the same way. I have this weird fear of just forgetting how to draw and how to paint, so I have to do it every day to remind myself that I can.
Well, that is an artist. You are an artist, and I think that you're just keeping your chops. I don't think that fear will ever be realized. I don't think. you
No,
will
and I think
ever
it's
have
important
any
for it to be there.
issues.
Well, still, I think it's good to have some of that. It keeps you grounded. Because in reality, we all have bad days anyways. What as a result of it. Could be anything, but still.
You're one of the most grounded people I've ever met.
It's
You won't even celebrate.
Probably because you met me at this part of life and not the other part.
100%. Right?
Probably, yeah.
There are a lot of people I know today that if they met me 10 years ago, we would not be friends. We wouldn't be friends.
Yeah, I understand.
There's a lot of people that I'm friends with today that we weren't friends 10 years ago and we knew each other. You know, we were acquaintances and now we're close. Not a lot, but there's a couple. People change, and that's a great thing.
That's true. It is a good thing, and I think people forget that.
You'll ever see that little cartoon of it's a caterpillar or a butterfly? And have you ever seen? Do you have no idea what I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, I know what happens to a caterpillar.
All right. Squash. No, just kidding.
Carry on with your metaphor. In case I haven't heard this before.
The caterpillar is looking at the butterfly and he goes, "You've changed," and the butterfly says, "We're supposed to." And I think it's beautiful.
That's right. Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. I don't mind telling my friends I love them. There was a time when you weren't like, I don't know, some people didn't like to hug their friends or tell them I love them or whatever.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like, bro, you might be gone tomorrow. I tell you I love you every time because like I might never see you again. You never know.
Yeah. Life is short. Shorter than people think.
Especially now that you're driving a classic Ferrari.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
grief.
man, I'm basically doomed.
Actually, your health will be fine, but we'll see about how the budget goes.
We'll be fine.
If you drive the hell out of it, it theoretically is fine, right? The
to
problem
me,
with
the more
those
miles, the
cars
better.
is that people don't drive them, and then they have to pump money into them
Same
constantly.
things happen with 911s or any really high spec car. You just everybody wants to baby them, keep the miles low for whatever reason. But these types of cars, they actually really like to be thrashed and used.
Yep.
The cars get better the more you drive them, not worse. They
Take
just
them to their
stiffen up and get
tolerances,
worse. Yeah.
Do you know Cartoons? Cartoons? His name is Steve
Yes,
Bolton.
I just started following him.
Oh,
Actually.
great! Because you guys are going to be friends.
Nice.
He daily drives his and drives it everywhere.
Fantastic.
And drives it hard. Like he and
Good.
Matt go driving sometime. Farrah go driving in their black Ferraris
Nice.
sometimes, and they rip it up. And Matt's got a bunch of cars, and
Yeah.
they're all beautiful collectibles. This guy drives it every day and just rips it, and I love that.
Nice. That's
So-
what they're for.
I know, but I'm just saying not everyone has that, so you might have a driving buddy on Ferrari.
Oh, that's awesome.
you
Yeah.
want.
I specifically also wasn't looking for a concourse car. I want something nice that I wouldn't feel bad about driving. Don't give me some low mileage, crazy, perfect paint.
No garage queen.
Yeah, I love it, and it's gonna stay in the garage, and it is very, very nice. But I knew you never want to buy something you feel bad about driving.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you. It's a bummer that you haven't posted it. It says we don't have pictures of it.
Just don't know how to be like, hey, I bought a Ferrari.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, you share
Yeah.
whatever you want to. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
your prerogative. That's
Yeah,
the nice
yeah.
thing.
I think I've shared it with some people. I think people that have known me a long time knew that this was like inevitable. Like this was.
You've said it.
Yeah.
You've said it on the show.
I always talk about Ferraris. I mean, I love Porsches too.
I think I asked you last time. I was like, well, what would you get if not this, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And you're like, well, I've always wanted a blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
we'll have someday a blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And you went down the list.
Yeah, it was just time. Good timing. Markets are weird. Life is short. F it. Go get the car.
You're right about all that. Also, you won't lose money on it. I mean, you could flip it tomorrow and be fine.
Yeah, I don't really think about it. I like to think it's just sitting inside. I'm at my desk. I'm drawing. I'm looking at the car. I'm going, doesn't matter what I'm working on. It's taking care of that. That makes some of the worst work a lot easier to get through.
Amen. Is there anything that's coming up that people can look forward to? Are you doing any appearances? Is there any work? Is there anything that people can get, like this thing that's being seen on Sunday is not open to the public, right?
Don't think that it is.
I know, I wouldn't imagine so.
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say that it's not.
Just the nature of the privacy.
Yeah,
of
and the people
situation.
involved in that type of thing. I don't really know, but it's also not my place to be like, just show up.
Yeah, no, that's my point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything in the future where might be like a lot of people like to meet you and stuff? Like, do you ever say, "Hey, I'm going to be at this on this day"?
No, I'm so weird about that. I never do. I just show up.
It
'cause
felt weird to me in the beginning too, but now I'm seeing that people really actually appreciate that.
I can
not
see
saying-
that.
I'm
No,
not telling you to do it,
No,
but
you're
I'm
right.
letting you know.
Most people think more days ahead than I do, so it's probably a reality to not just showing up somewhere and be like, by the way, I'm here. Because,
Yeah, it doesn't need to be all the time. I mean, just mean like, whatever.
To be honest, I hope we get to a point in our studio space as we're trying to work out a new arrangement for how it looks to actually have the doors open and have people come by more often.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, just, as things start to, one day normalize, I hope. But, yeah. I'm not trying to open a retail location or anything, but I think art in cars is really something that has to be experienced in person to feel like it matters.
Amen.
So looking at pictures on an Instagram, a screen this big, it's hard to convince people
It's
that
great
they
and it
want.
helps, but it's all about the smells and the
There's
the
a lot.
lighting, and there's
Yeah.
so much to it.
Oh, yeah. And in a perfect world, somebody comes and sees a painting, and they're like, "Oh, that garage door's open. That guy's got Porsches for sale. I'm gonna go talk to him." Paul will love if I just start sending people over to him.
Yeah, because he's not busy enough right now.
Yeah, he loves when
He
strangers
has no
walk in
trouble
without
selling cars.
appointments.
Good grief.
Yeah, they don't hang out there long.
No, I remember in the old days it used to be like, hey, Paul, is that so-and-so still there? It's like, yeah, I still got that. It's a couple people have asked about it. Nowadays, it's anytime, hey, is that blah, blah, blah? Because it was gone. The moment I posted it, it was gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
Because somebody will phone, email, or whatever. And he's been doing this so long and he's so good at it. You know all this. I don't know why I'm telling you. It's another plug for AutoCon. that he is the trusted source.
I think so.
So it's like you don't need to vet the car or drive it or whatever.
No.
You could buy a car from him from Florida, having never gotten on the plane to come out.
And
here
clearly
check it
people
out.
do.
And you know it's going to be okay because
Yeah.
he's done the work. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of comfort there.
Shop smart. Better call Paul. Just saying. Just saying. How do people follow you, Pinstripe Chris?
Find me on Instagram, Pinstripe_Chris. And that is it. There is no other way to get a hold of me. That's the simplest way. I'm still one of those people that replies to every comment and every message. So
Nonchalantly just chilling.
having coffee.
Ferrari and coffee there. No big deal.
Life is good.
Yeah, but it's like subliminal.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
probably looking at that 348 right then.
It's good inspiration.
Have you painted your own car yet?
The 348?
Yeah.
No, but I want
Will
to
you?
do. I do, yeah, but I want to do it as a gift for the guy that I bought it from.
You're so nice.
Wow, I think.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I think this guy.
How long
was
did he
really
have
nice. I want to say just 2 or 3 years. Not very.
But get it for the guy who had it before him. What was it? Because the guy was so nice for you, to you with the deal or something?
Yeah. I'd gone to a lot of dealers to look at these cars, and just in today's world, nobody has paperwork on them. Everybody wants $1 million for them, and there's a nice, honest feeling about dealing with a person face to face, and the craziness to be like,
This
I'm
was
gonna
a private
fly there
owner.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Strange segue, but I didn't realize Greenville is the only BMW plant in the whole country.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
side.
that's wild.
I don't know what they make there now. It used to be the Z4 and the X3s and X1s and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool spot. Peaceful. Apparently growing, but
There's something else down there too. Spartanburg,
that
North
sounds
Carolina.
familiar. Yeah.
They're there too. BMW.
Oh. Yeah, it's a big stage.
That's where they used to build those other ones.
Okay. That sounds right. I'm not hip on my BMW history, but
Danbury Chive. Shout out to Danbury Chive and the East Coast feed. He's been sending them. We just haven't had time because I've been yapping. All right, Pinstripe Chris on the Instagram, but your YouTube channel, are you doing any with that these days?
I haven't had time. In
Okay,
the
it's still
last-
there though. If people
It
want to
is,
follow your old
yeah,
work, they
and
should check it out.
I totally always want to make more time to do a long format stuff, but that's the only thing that I think too much about. When I'm like, all right, gotta set up cameras, gotta set up microphone, gotta come up with an idea. For whatever reason, social media stuff happens at a pretty 1-to-1 ratio. Just wake up early, do it, film it, done.
I totally understand. I just wonder if you don't need to do it separately. I wonder if whatever you're doing could simply just be uploaded.
If
to
I
YouTube.
had one rig that was recording both things in different aspect ratios,
Oh, that's
I'd be
your
done.
point. It's a different. It's
Yeah,
different.
not to mention
content.
Reels is like, maximum 60 seconds, but 30 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds is still your good window for actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Reels is like pretty much all I post now.
Because you're in the algorithm, or because you
Yeah.
like that
Well,
that type of art?
It does. I like video, and I think video is just a bit more. You see a little bit more interaction with what's happening. It helps validate the surface of what it is.
You're preaching to the choir. I like video also.
Yeah.
I started
It's
this shit when
basically
everyone was
moving
like, "Why are
pictures."
you doing video?
Yeah.
Podcast or audio? You dumb shit."
It's
But-
Reels is basically like a.
I hate their
Instagram's-
interface. I can't.
Really?
I will never make a reel on
No
the Instagram
kidding.
thing. It doesn't work. It looks awful. I can't stand it.
Oh, man.
Other people do it fine, but I
Yeah.
don't like watching them because I don't like that. It's TikTok is
It
all it
is,
is, and I
but
hate
better.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Why is it better? Tell me why it's better. Maybe
I'll
I'll
tell
like
you
it.
exactly why it's better. Because
I'll
it has
like
a
it.
huge music library of songs you've actually heard of that you want to use for your video.
You're right. I like the music library. I use that on my stories.
Other than that, they're pretty much the same. But you at least are grabbing your audience. So we're grabbing way more audience with Reels. So we've got Reels that, these are 15 or 20 second clips that have 1 million views. One of mine has 1.2 million. A lot of them are a few
Damn.
100,000. So
and it's just a 10-second thing or whatever?
yeah, it's brief, but you always got to follow whatever the app is pushing. It's new greatest thing.
I know.
You kind of just got to, if this is your marketing, like you just got to fall in line and go,
Oh,
okay,
no, I'll
we'll grow
never
with
do
you.
that. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's
the
a bummer.
worst. We need somebody to do the social media. Somebody reached out and like, somebody reached out. You must get swamped with your general box
I
or
don't
your
think someone's
request.
going to outdo me.
No, but don't you get
Yeah,
swamped
I
with
get people that are like,
offering,
let me help you manage
offering,
your, like,
offering.
what do you know
every
about
single day.
cars and art? Like, what are you going to do?
But whatever. I say this every damn time. I'm amazed you're able to do it all.
Well, I treat it really seriously, so that's why it works.
It's rude. That's implying that I don't.
No, I mean, what I mean to say is social media can be very passive, but because it's where I sell everything, I have to treat it seriously. I expect a result because of the effort I'm putting in. I don't always get it, but if I was more passive and I didn't get anything out of it, then it wouldn't matter. But because this is my main hub for selling, or at least getting people over to the website, then I have to take it seriously.
I like that you don't have to swipe up to click a link anymore. You can just
That's
fucking
convenient.
do a
Yeah,
link.
that's awesome.
Because
I love
that
that.
really irritated the piss out of me.
Yeah,
That was like bullshit.
Are people really swiping up? You just feel like,
I don't know. I found to myself I was always closing apps and all sorts of things because like that's the phone things you
yeah,
swipe up.
that's true.
Whatever.
That's true.
We could go on and on about my issues with technology. Hilarious. I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man.
It's her birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
I don't imagine you'll be back up this way to go to GVBC
I
tomorrow.
wanted to be, but no. It's because of today. That means I have to work tomorrow.
I'm hoping that
I'm
you'll
gonna
bring
miss
the
you guys.
348 up at some point, though.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no pressure, but it would be really cool to see your car and take a ride in it if you would.
Nice. You'll be like, neat.
No, I love them. I love them. A friend of mine at the time, my boss / Michael K. Remember Michael K? He had he was the general manager at the Saturn dealership I used to work at with Danbury Chive, and he had a Mondial.
Oh, nice! Wow.
At the time, so this was like late '90s,
Okay.
and it was
maybe it was a
late
Mondial
80s,
T. Oh, okay.
Mid-80s.
Maybe
No,
it was not a T.
No, it was
so not the good one, just a Mondial.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Coupe, early. I can't remember, but it was not the T.
Oh, okay.
Is the T? Did they change the?
Yeah, and
no, it was not.
It's a
that.
higher.
Nope,
yeah,
nope,
it's the best Mondial you can get. Yeah.
Nope. Anyway, but even that, I still loved it because
No kidding.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not about the speed or anything else. It's about that experience.
There's
The clicking, the notching, the feeling the pedals, like that wheel and that crazy angle, like all of that stuff is Ferrari.
It's its own thing. Yeah, you kind of
The
get into
smell
one
of
of
those seats, the feel of those seats, like the way they give and don't give at the same time, in a good way.
They are literally Italian, and then you sit in them and drive them, you go, these are so Italian.
The switches, the knobs, it's all that way.
It's hilarious, but it's cool. Those are the things you go, oh yeah, that's why you get one of these.
Yours is at the tail end of that before they went modern everything.
Before they went really, really modern.
Yours and
yeah.
the 355, I guess, is probably the last one because the Modena was like when they really changed.
Yeah, Modena was a huge step up. I mean, the 355 is a huge step up, but the Modena is a huge step.
Huge step up on the same platform.
More or less.
The
They
Modena
changed.
is like a whole different deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, they started from scratch on that one.
Welcome back to Ferrari Talk. Jay and Pinstripe. So I've been calling the whole thing I'm putting you in quotes. Pinstripe, Chris Dunlop, because I want people to know you as Chris Dunlop too.
I'm both of those people.
But you don't do any pinstripe work these days.
It's not common. Well, this project I just did the most pinstriping and lettering I've done in years.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So
all right.
it is a
Fair
usable.
enough. It is very current again.
Yeah. And I do like when I sell originals that are framed, I always pinstripe the frames.
Oh, that's true.
I
just
try to
pinstripe
add
on my
details
car,
to stuff.
okay.
Yeah, I'm no longer the guy that's going to like shops and doing long lines or stuff like that. Yeah. There's other people that love doing that stuff more and could use the work. I don't need more stuff to do, so it's just I'd rather give it that allow somebody that's their whole world versus me like, I just do it in my free time. Like, let somebody else who wants to make their living on this do that.
But meanwhile, you call yourself Pinstripe Chris.
I didn't come up with that name. Okay.
I know.
And
But meanwhile, Vinny, the pinstripe guy, is like, I'm losing work over here. Hey!
Well, that's what you get for not adding pinstripe to your
Yeah,
name.
should have been Pinstripe Vinny. Good point.
That's right, exactly. Instead of being Von Vincent.
Von Vincent.
Yeah. Yeah, I went down the wrong.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
There's a whole stretch where everybody was going Von stuff. You remember when Von Dutch was a big deal? Everybody in the custom culture added Von to their name or put it in the middle.
I do remember that, but more than that, that didn't bother me as much as remember Affliction when that came around, and I sort of the same thing. Then all of a sudden, everyone started putting their logos everywhere but the center of their shirt, and that really started irritating me. It was like, hey, here's my new brand, and the thing is down around the side. You got to turn. Oh, let me twirl. Oh, yeah.
It's like they were screen printing and they were falling off the machine, and they're like, "Oh, get it!" and they grabbed it with the screen print.
I mean, I get it. Like, in my mind, though, like advertising would really work. Make it slightly crooked, then people are going to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's all sorts of different ways to do it.
It's like a car. Like you can't break symmetry that much.
That's it.
Without hurting people's eyes and brain.
Or give them something like, oh, a little something over here coming
Yeah.
back. Oh, the tail's coming back
Yeah,
up. You know,
you could
something.
bend the rules, but there's a reason the formula already works.
Anyway, but then everybody started doing that. It's the same thing. Just jump on the damn bandwagon.
Good times.
I love you. Happy birthday.
Happy
we'll sing
birthday.
tomorrow at the GVBC Toy Drive Purist Group pop-up. I hope everyone had a great time. I miss everyone on Instagram. We didn't get to talk to you much. Is anybody still here? There are some people still here.
There are some people still
Oh,
here.
MC3 Films is here. I love it. What time? What do you think about the 2000 9/11? I think all 9/11s are great. And I'm sorry for the earthquake. I think all 9/11s are great. And my friend Greg Rumberg just bought a 99 today.
996 is a good car, man.
Yeah. You had one. You had a
I've had
4S.
two.
You had two.
Yeah, I had a 99 before I had the 4S.
And isn't that actually what you were looking to get another one before?
Yeah, before I
Before you
bought
bought
the
the-
Cayman. Yeah,
yeah.
Paul had a really clean one. Yeah, I like those cars.
Hilarious. All right. That's it. Love you. Love you. We all
Love
love
you
you.
guys.
Please love one another. We'll see you up there on the mountain tomorrow with some toys. It's the holiday time. Giving spirit. Stop at Target at the bottom of the hill on your way up if you don't have a toy.
perfect.
And or grab some Hot Wheels at the supermarket or whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And even if you don't, just come up, bring your smiley faces. Love you, everybody. See you later. Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you guys for having me.